We've got 2 bottles of our gas and diesel fuel injector cleaner. We're about to put them through the air intake manifold. Got an old Bluebird school bus with the regeneration light filter.
Mileage is 102,009.
Okay, so you got a Bluebird bus that's got a clogged DPF filter and it won't regenerate. Why won't it regenerate? It's on its own?
This is international. It's got the V2466, the Max Force international engine. And over a period of time, due to either idling or sometimes poor fuel, or there's lots of factors that cause it, but they have what they call a DEF filter, a DPF filter in the exhaust. It'll get plugged up, and you have the option on the dash of doing an automatic regen. That's where it will flood fuel into the exhaust as igniters will light it, and it'll act as a torch and clean itself out. But now and then you get one that just won't regen. Whether it's a fault in the ECM or the PCM, we don't know. Lots of times it's because of excessive idling. Diesel trucks, school buses, they tend to idle a lot while they're waiting on kids or whatever, and it will build up so much soot in the exhaust that it will not regen. And it forces you to go through the expense of either taking the muffler off, taking the filter off, finding a facility that has the capability of cleaning it out, which is rare. You can't hardly find those anymore, or replacing it, which is can run into, I've seen them up near $3,000 to change this filter. Well, we had one last week with the same issue. It won't regen on the dash. And I tried the product, the Motor Purr chemical that we use in the automotive part all the time. I get partially stuffed up catalytic converters, and I've got about an 80% success rate. It'll say catalyst efficiency low. That tells you that the catalytic converters getting stuffed up. And I've cleaned many of them out. So I don't know, out of desperation last week we tried one, and it made the regen light go off, and it didn't even need a regen after we used the product. It cleaned it out on its own.
Which means the filter was clean enough for it?
The filter was clean enough that it did not require a regen. A lot of times you can drive them and really get them hot, and it'll clean itself out just enough where you can do a regen. But that product completely cleaned it out where it didn't even need it.
We're talking about the Motor Purr tune-up or the fuel injector cleaner,
yeah,
which is the same product.
And I'll show you the light that's on it here. That's your indicator light, showing that it's in need of a regen. Right there. That stumble,
yes,
you can hear the engine ingesting that. You'll get a stumble every now and then, and then you can smell it out the back. It will start throwing black soot and all kinds of stuff out the back. But so far the light's still on.
Okay, we're trying to get that light to go.
We're at 2,600.
2,600 RPM, okay. We're working on the second bottle to get that light to go off. We just finished putting 2 bottles of the tune-up fuel injector cleaner, and we're going going to take it for a quick test drive.
And we got the Regen off.
Get the Regen off.
It is not on. Your lights out.
That's it. So after
And we haven't done any Regen at all. All we did was drive it down the road.
all right, we just drove it down the road a couple miles, turned it off and turned it back on, and there's no regeneration indicator
At all.
at all.
And now we can attempt to do a Regen,
Okay.
and it won't Regen because it doesn't need it.
It doesn't need a regeneration.
It's cleaner.
There you have it. Quick and easy regeneration. Diesel.
And this is a big filter. This is nothing like the automotive filters.